back to our morning show where we're having a discussion about an evening of tea and readings that's taking place on Saturday, the 2nd of December at the Hotel Normandie. Now, joining us in studio this morning for a conversation is Paula Obey, author of Remembering Her Brown Head Tie. Also, Troy Hadeed, author My Name is Love, and Bianca Peake, manager of the Paper Based Bookshop. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure to have the three of you in studio with us this morning because this is such a fantastic thing. Now, I know that the evening of tea and readings has been going on for about a decade or so, correct? Mm-hmm. But this is also so monumental because of the power in these books. Mm-hmm. Now, before we get into the power of these books, let's talk a little bit about the series itself, Bianca. What inspired this evening of tea and readings, and what can we look forward to?
Well, Tea and Readings was really a brainchild of the previous owner, Joan Dale, and she kind of founded this community around Paper Based Bookshop, and people would ask her, oh, why don't we gather together to, celebrate these books, because she was forming this community of authors and readers around the shop. So she eventually decided to put on these events that would bring, readers and authors together and give a chance to promote the books that we have in the shop.
Okay, well, I mean, we know the shop, well, I know now, the shop is literally like 2 streets away. But let's talk about the event that's happening. Where can we get tickets for this particularly?
So you can get tickets physically at the location at 14 Alcazar, like you said, or you can email us at info@paperbasedbookshop to reserve online as well. Nice. So in case you don't want to come in, there's no reason to not buy a ticket.
100%. That's great. Now, let's go to Paula for a moment. Paula, welcome to the show again. Let's talk about your poetry collection, particularly the fact that you speak about ancestry and reclaiming our history as a people. What is the value of writing these poems to you personally?
Well, this one was very personal because it was dedicated to my grandmother, and writing it allowed me to walk that mile in her shoe to understand the experiences she had, the history that she lived within, right? And it gave me a greater appreciation for people born in that period, right? And also how it impacted on me.
Definitely. So we're going to be getting some of that, of course, at an evening of tea and readings as well. Wonderful. And let's bring you into the conversation, Troy. Tell us about your book. Now, this is your debut book, My Name is Love. Yes. So let's talk a little bit about what it means to you and how do you uphold this sentiment in your life?
It's My Name is Love was the latest title. It was called something else before. And to me, what the book is about is looking at our lives and really trying to figure out, well, how can I live more from a place of love, and what does that mean? And I think living from a place of love for everybody means something a little bit different. But like we were saying yesterday, in the world today, we identify with so many different things. And anything we identify with that revolves around our physical body, whether it be race, religion, opinions, ideology, it makes us separate. And I came to realize in the finishing of this book that the only thing I could really identify with was love.
That is something that is so beautiful. Now, aside from being an author now, you are also a yoga educator. Would you say that that has contributed to your space or the space you found yourself in order to bring this to life?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I knew at 20, 21 years old that I would write a book one day, and I tried many times over the last decade or more, but I don't think back then I had the knowledge or insight to be able to write what this book offers.
Wonderful. So, what would you like your readers to take away from your book?
Just how they can be a better human being in their relationships, because we are just all our relationships and the energy of our relationships.
That is so, so true. And Paula, what would you like readers to take away from your collection?
Sometimes we are quick to push elders aside.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's great to listen to their stories because, stories are universal and there's so much that we could learn from it. Yeah. So, engage them in conversations, right? Learn from them.
Definitely. Agreed, 100%, because this is how we keep our stories alive, and this is how we keep our relationships alive as well. Now, let's talk a little bit about Bamboo Talk Press and how they work with local authors as well. What has been your experience?
All right. So I started Bamboo Talk Press about 9-10 years ago. And to date, we have published about 40 authors, right? The inspiration came from the late Anson Gonzalez with his New Voices, and he has helped so many writers publish, and I wanted to do that, right? I mean, there's so much more that I could be doing, but in terms of marketing, but I don't have the manpower resources to do that.
Yeah.
So basically, it's just helping get writers work in print.
And this is also an initiative, I would say, of Paper Based as well. Let's talk about the relationship that Paper Based has with authors. How would you define that?
I think Paper Based has become a space where people, who are, we focus on local, local very strongly, and Caribbean, on wider Caribbean as well, but we want to foster a place where local writers can come and bring their books to us and, feel that first sense of becoming a published author that has books in stores and is available. It's something that they can pride themselves in. You're not just looking to international authors in bookshops. You can see yourself in the bookshop. So we try to make it open that people can come to us and say, well, I wrote a book and I would like to, stock it. So we're always open to that. And we, that's what we pride ourselves in.
That's absolutely wonderful. And now let's go to both of you authors. Let's start with you, Paula. What about your relationship with Paper Based?
You know that sitcom Cheers where you want to go where everybody knows your name?
Yeah.
Paper Based has always been like that.
Oh, nice.
Right? You could always go and have conversations. And now that it's tied in with Booker's Lit Fest, I mean, there's this community of writers and readers coming together, so that's just fantastic.
That is absolutely wonderful. And Troy, what about your relationship with Paper Based?
I'm an absolute baby. I can't say, I've always heard of Paper Based, but I think last year was the first time I actually walked into Paper Based when we were still in Normandy. And I was with Amanda Smythe, and I feel like now I'm entering a whole new world. And just in the last few months of being in Paper Based, in and out, and realizing what the literary world holds and provides in Trinidad, it is really inspiring and encouraging. And I'm proud to be a newborn in it all.
Absolutely wonderful. Well, I know both of you have your books here, so if we could just turn them around, of course, so we can show the camera these wonderful pieces that, of course, are available at Paper Based Bookshop as well. So make sure that you check them out, or online as well, because Bianca, you did say that you can get tickets online. What about online purchasing? Is this an option at this time?
So that's not an option for these books at this time, but you can still reach out to us, and we can also do delivery for the books if that's via TT Post, if that's something people are interested in. But of course, we always encourage people to come physically into the space.
100%. Now, with a relationship with local authors, particularly if we have a local author who says, listen, I've self-published, I want to bring my book here, is that an option that's available?
That is an option. So we have a consignment program that we encourage people to come and engage with. So people submit, and we review and see if it's a good fit, and then we will put it into the shop if it is a good fit.
Absolutely wonderful. Now, in case you missed it, of course, we are speaking about an evening of tea and readings. It's happening on Saturday, the 2nd of December at the Hotel Normandie. Two incredible authors in studio with us, and if I'm not mistaken, there are going to be some other great ones as well at an evening of tea and readings. Can you share who?
Yes, that's correct. We'll have Ronan Harford, and then we have N.G. Peltier. So one will be a memoir of, a behemoth in the business world, and another romance novel. So she's a very amazing internationally published writer as well. And then we have another special guest that will be joining us that we'll be releasing soon as well.
Absolutely amazing. An evening in tea and readings is happening this Saturday, not this Saturday, sorry, next week Saturday, the 2nd of December at the Hotel Normandie. In studio, we have Bianca Peake, manager of Paper Based, also Troy Hadeed, author, and Paula Obey. Thank you to the three of you for being here. Looking forward to seeing many more great literary works coming from you.
Thank you.
Trinidad and Tobago, this is the Now Morning Show. Stay tuned because we have some talks about a hero coming up next.